We've got some breaking boxing news, big breaking boxing news this morning. British light heavyweight champion Dan Azeez has signed a long-term promotional deal with BOXXER. I'll be fighting live on Sky Sports on March the 26th at Wembley Arena. Azeez and promoter Ben Shalom are here now. Great to see you both. Good morning. But Dan, how big a news is this for you?
Oh, it's a really big news. I'm really pleased. You know, Sky Sports is a great platform, probably the best in the UK, and I'm just happy to be able to showcase my skills on the great platform.
Yeah, and Dan, we're really happy that you're showcasing your belts here this morning. Can you just explain what these are, actually?
Yeah, these are all the domestic titles that I've won. First one I won in July 2019. This is the southern area, so you're the champion of the south of England. And then this is the English title, so essentially you're the champion of England. And then nicely, I moved on to the British champion in November, where I beat Jose Burton, and yeah, I'm the King of Britain, so to speak. So yeah,
that's the one, isn't it? That one.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Yeah, there we go, the King of Britain.
Yeah,
I love that. Ben, you said he's one of the most exciting fighters in the UK right now. What have you seen in him that makes you say that?
I mean, everything. These are the signings that make me most excited as a promoter. He's fought the hard way. He turned over at 18. He started boxing at 18. He's done it the hard way. He's never had a TV promoter. As you've seen, he's had to go southern area, English, British. It's a very difficult pyramid to get through. He's done that with sheer talent, sheer determination. And so to be able to give him his dream deal now, just as he gets to the peak of his career, and he's done it, as I say, he's come through such tough tests to get here. He's really well equipped now to go all the way.
Yeah, great memories there of your victory. And you are unbeaten. You'll make the first defence on the Richard Riatport undercard, isn't it, on March 26th, like we were saying. When I say you're unbeaten, touch wood. But how excited are you for that? Because that's huge, and it's only a few weeks away.
Yeah, I'm really happy about that. You know, one thing about me, I like to stay busy. I fought in November, so that's like maybe 3-4 months ago. So I think it's time to get back in action and, you know, give the fans a good performance again. And I'll be really happy to obviously defend my British title.
Yeah, Ben, you've already kind of alluded to it. You've drawn big plans for his future. What do you believe he's capable of doing? Genuinely,
just being around him, he has something about him where he's not scared of anything. The light heavyweight division is thriving in Britain. You've got Callum Johnson, Callum Smith, Anthony Yard, Lyndon Arthur, Joshua Buatsi. None of these guys faze him, and obviously you got Better Biev against Joe Smith Jr. Canelo is now in the division as well, fighting Bivol. So it's a great division to be in. There's so many fights to make, and we just want to get them on. And the great thing about Dan is he won't duck anyone, and I think that's refreshing. I think the sport needs that, and we've seen some exciting matchup in other divisions between British fighters. We want to make more of them, and then eventually he wants to be a world champion, and that's where we're here. That's what we want to believe in, and that's what we're here to support.
We're talking about how you've got a big night to come, and there's loads to come in the future for you. But you've also fought on the undercard of Dillian Whyte as well. What were your memories of that night, and was that a real moment for you where it was just keep climbing that ladder?
Yeah, for sure. That was my first time on the Sky platform, and I remember I thought, you know, I've really got to get the job done, but also put on a performance that people remember and, you know, want to see me more on the platform. Every time I've reached a significant point in my career, it's always been on Sky, so it's solely natural that, you know, I give the Sky viewers a front row seat to my journey to the top. So, yeah.
Yeah, and Dan, correct me if you're wrong, but we like to get to know the boxer, we like to get to know the person as well. You were at Essex University studying for a finance and accounting degree, boxing as well for the university. How did you find time for it all, and why did you pick boxing and not accounting?
Do you know what? When I was studying, it was just the perfect balance for me. You know, read my books, go to my lectures during the day, and then evening time I'd go and train, and that was like my outlet. And then, you know, I'm someone who's really dedicated and passionate in whatever I do. And then after a while, I started realizing, oh, you know what, I'm actually quite good at this. And, you know, from there, I just never looked back. I had about 60 amateur fights. I was ranked top 10 in the country. Once I got my degree, I thought, okay, yeah, now let's give the pro ranks a go. And yeah, here we are. So.
Yeah, well, yeah, listen, that accounting could come in handy in the future when you're counting all that box office money in the future, hopefully. Being world champion ambitions, which is great, but are there any current light heavyweights? You mentioned a few there. Is there anyone you're particularly targeting, thinking that would be the perfect fight for him?
I think next we want to look at perhaps Lyndon Arthur. I think we're targeting him, but again, BOXXER as well and Yard. Those are guys that Dan wants to be amongst. He wants his name amongst those lights. And the thing with Dan is he's had to, as I say, he's had to sell tickets just to pay for his purse. He's had to, you know, train in circumstances that none of these guys are used to. I think he's got a mental edge. A lot of these guys might have come from the Olympics and been funded all the way through. This is a product of British boxing, and he's done it the hard way. And I think that's going to tell when he fights the likes of Lyndon, when he fights the likes of Yard, when he fights the likes of BOXXER. He's ready for that now, and they won't have come against someone like Dan.
How much does that toughen you up, Dan, mentally as well as physically, that you've done it in that harder way? Does that mean that there is just less fear, whoever your opponent is?
Yeah, for sure. It definitely hardens you. And in boxing, they say it's 80% mental and 20% physical. So yeah, going through all these mental trials and tribulations has definitely thickened my skin. And like you say, you put anyone in front of me, I'm ready to go. And, you know, he's mentioned quite a few names. And I just, you know, the division's thriving, so I'd love to be in an era where, you know, after I've hanged up the gloves, they're like, yeah, do you remember that era when, you know, we had all these great light heavyweights and these great fights? And, yeah, I just want to be able to give fans good fights and, you know, really remember my name. So, yeah.
And we can say we were here when it all started.
Yeah.
Exactly.
As well, yeah.
He said he was nervous ahead of this. You're absolutely naturally, you were made for this.
Training going well for March the 26th?
Everything's going well. So hopefully you should see a great performance.
Big announcement for March 26th in the next couple of days as to who he's going to fight next. It will be another big test where he defends his British, and then maybe Shaq Pitter's next in May or June. But yeah, Dan's not ducking anyone, so excited to get going.
Oh, Ben, Dan, absolute pleasure. Really, really exciting. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.